Hello and welcome to Rauta's Reviews. Today's band comes from England and it's quite a new band. Some of you, I hope most of you, will remember a band called Bolt Thrower, the one of the British originators creating death metal the way it was meant to be, brutal, harsh and yet blending mid-tempo with faster parts as well. Brutal, unforgiving, relentless, just awesome. Now, when Bolt Thrower passed away with its previous drummer, rest in peace, there was a band called Memoriam, founded afterwards, featuring two members from Bolt Thrower, well, ex-members anyway, and also some people from a band called Benediction, yet another British band. Today we dive deep into Memoriam's second album called The Silent Vigil. So, here we go again. Now, those of you might remember the first album just a year ago when Memoriam's debut album was released. That album kind of divided opinions between liking and not liking so much. I, as a big Bolt Thrower fan, digged it quite a bit, and I still do, and that is why also we did a Memoriam interview last September in Helsinki. Now the second long-awaited, not so long maybe, but awaited album has come out, The Silent Vigil, and I'm gonna tell you about it in a little bit. But first, let's take a look what this digipack is all about. First of all, nice cover image by Mr. Seagrave, who is famous for many death metal covers out there. As you can see, this is a threefold digipack with, nice details on the left and right, and the track list, which shows you a bonus track called Drone Strike version 3. Curiously enough, this track is actually one of the best one on this album, which is kind of ironic. So here's the inside, and underneath the CD we have the tray, which yet again shows a detail of the cover image, which is here. Now, inside of this digipack there is obviously a booklet, which features the band's lineup with clear, nice photos and the lineup actual there. So inside we have lyrics, of which you can kind of get idea here. So it's all about war and glory and all that stuff. So pretty much the same kind of stuff that Bolt Thrower was doing. Nothing new there as such. So those of you who are interested in the album, there are lyrics for you to sing along and whatnot. Now, like I said, the previous album was a very good one and I liked it a lot, still do, but due to my expectations or otherwise, The Silent Vigil is not, unfortunately, in fact, on the same level with the previous one. Now, some people claim that the first one gave kind of an impression that it was made in a hurried way. That is, not maybe so much in composition and riffs and all that stuff. That could have been used, to mature it with a proper time. I don't think so. I think the first one was just matured enough. But with the Silent Vigil, I can pretty much agree with the people with those accusations or claims. The thing is, while there are certain better riffs and better songs on this album, the overall feeling is that this is very demo-like compared to the predecessing album. The thing is that most of the riffs are not in fact very good. They're kind of a mediocre, they're kind of a like, hey, maybe we could, jam with these kind of riffs, maybe you could play those kind of drums and all that stuff. Well, the drums are actually pretty fine, they are pretty much the same level as Memoriam or the early Bolt Thrower in a way. And I don't find much to complain really about Carl Willett's, kind of a raspy growling vocals. They are what Bolt Thrower was made of. So they are what they are here as well. In my opinion, they work well, but I know some people disagree with that also. But the main thing which bothers me on this album are the guitar riffs. Like I said, most of them are not really good. Some of them are really mediocre, like kind of a filler riffs for, like, let's replace them later on with some better ideas, but let's keep these here until I figure out what to do. I'm not saying the guitarist actually this is what he's thinking of or was, doing, but this is the feeling that I get out of this album. And this is only backed up with the actual sound, the production on this album. Because the guitar sound with my first spin was making me think, it's like, did they actually release a demo version of the album by accident? I mean, it's really weak and kind of a lame and, just like lacks power and danger and death metal in the first place. This sounds kind of like some lame rock and roll album when it comes to the guitar sound and all that stuff. And even though after a few spins I kind of started to get used to it, I couldn't get, off that feeling that this is not what it was supposed to do. I don't even dare to think if I were, listen to this album, back to back with some older Bolthrower classics, I will be probably even more disappointed with the production. I mean, it's not ruining the album for me, but it feels like these are some leftovers which were just supposed to be a demo recording or demo recordings or compilation or whatever, and now this is out as a full album. Like I said, it's not ruining the whole album, but in conjunction with the guitar riffs and most of the songs, this really feels like a letdown to me. Even so, I still think this beats totally mediocre bands by, easily. But still, I don't find this to be the same band as such, which did the great debut album or those Hellfire demos, before that. Or demo songs. I mean, they gave a great promise of what there is to come. Not just Bolthrower, but lots of same ideas, but now with a different lineup, with different ideas, and kind of like a modern version of that. Let's put it this way. If Bolthrower was all about, World War II, Memoriam would be, Vietnam War. Especially when it comes to technology, lyrics and all that stuff. Maybe more modern comparison should be there in place, but you get the idea. And if you don't, well, piss off. The thing is, I find that Memoriam failed this time. Like I said, it's not a bad album, but it leaves a lot to hope for. And I guess when expectations are not met, people feel themselves, disappointed. However, there are a couple of tracks which, in my opinion, are worth mentioning, to just make a difference to the album. For example, the bonus track here, the drone track versus version 3, is one of the better tracks. It's just so ironic that it's one of the bonus tracks instead of one of the bonus tracks being like one of the more crappy ones. And also, Bleed the Same definitely has some Bolthrower-ish feeling in it, and it's kind of one of those tracks which are there to give the good impression out of the album. So if you had to listen to maybe a couple of songs from the album, just get to the good feeling, Bleed the Same and Drone Strike version 3 are probably the ones you should be checking out. But the overall feeling is that this album is too lengthy, it's too much with filler riffs, and the songs are overall way too lengthy. I mean, come on, 7 minutes and stuff like that with this kind of mid-tempo death metal when it's not exactly very catchy. Too much, man, too much. 3-4 minutes maybe, and that, but this won't quite cut it. Nevertheless, give Memoriam a chance. There's some good stuff, and it's not like there are too many bands doing this kind of mid-tempo death metal. So maybe, just maybe, you will actually like it. And if you don't like this album, check out the debut because it's so much better. And also remember to check out our Memoriam interview in our interview section, so you get the good idea what this band is all about, be it mentally and ideologically and all that stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. Hope you liked the album, and if you do, Or if you don't, please drop a comment on the box below. See you soon with another review. Rauta out.